Nemo.
Najiba mfunire.
The result is 1-0.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And we are towards the end of set one, as Nemo Stars comfortably leads the first set at 22-9. Nemo Stars look very, very comfortable in this set, with a very, very comfortable lead of 20 at 22-9. And we see quite a number of changes on the Nemo Stars side. Benon coming in as the setter, and also Wandera playing that receiver attack position, trying to deputize Aporu George. And that is a very good attack from Sky, but very good defense from the Nemo side. And it is a free ball to Sky. He still chooses to go to Nkata, but that is a very nice block from Esau as the ball is deflected on Nkata. Sky is really struggling in this set. And the setter, Ivan, is trying to find out options on how he can have his team score. Struggling with the reception, as we see they are trying to hide off the Ribeiro, but still the first pass is becoming a problem to them. Free ball, and Benon chooses to go for Ivan. That is a very good attack from position 2. He stayed with one block, and literally there is nothing they could do about that. The center player was lifted, and he couldn't go back up to join that his side blocker, and that leads us to the end of the first set at 25-9. Sky is still struggling in this first half of the season as they try to look for quite a number of wins. I think they've had one win. They are still having 3 points on that table, and they are trying to look for more points to accumulate and perhaps find solutions on how they can maintain themselves up here in Serie A. Otherwise, they are in a very very hard situation, being in the relegation zone. But as we see on the statistics, we see Nemo Stars has had some quite of a number of attacks. Those are 7, but too close to Sky, who had 6. Then we had 4 blocks from the Nemo Stars and 2 blocks for Sky. And we had 3 serve aces on the Nemo Stars side as compared to 0 for the Sky. But look at the opponent's errors. Very many errors from Sky, 9 of them, and just 1 error from the Nemo side. This really shows you how consistent Nemo has been. Having 1 error the whole set, it means that surely their level of concentration and the eager to win is really high, and they are looking at not giving any chance to Sky to give them 3 points. Sky really has to struggle to score their own points, and that is why we look at the score line being at 25-9. Nemo Stars minimize the errors at the maximum level. But let's wait for set 2 as we see will Nemo Stars really continue with such winning ways of such win points at 25-9 or below 15. We rarely see these scores, and this is also one of the lowest scores we've seen this season, and it still comes from Sky. I think even the game that still had the lowest points also came from Sky. They are really struggling in this first half, and they really need to find solutions if they are to maintain themselves in Serie A. But stay tuned in as we come back for set 2. And we are back for set 2. We see Nkata trying to actually send in his complaint that there was a touch on the blockers, but he really attacked that ball out. And the referee had a delayed decision, but finally he said that the point is for Nemo Stars. And that is a reception error still from the Sky side, as we see Benon actually, as we see George serving very, very well. Yeah, George is one of the best servers we have in this league. And on the Nemo Stars side, when he has gained that pace and momentum, he will really, he will really give you actually a challenge in service. But right now in time, we see now he comes in with a service loss, trying to actually defy my my comments that he's one of the best servers. Well, but that one still doesn't take away that he's one of the best servers in the league. And that was a free net attack by Ivan. The setter really did well to lift the blocks and to make sure that Ivan still stays with no block. And that is a very, very nice score, well executed by Ivan. Someone doesn't believe that actually George is one of the best servers in the league, but I believe that he's one of those servers that can really harm you. And now we see still a net fault, and Sky is really trying out all options to make sure that they can keep up into the game. Nkata serving. It was a good pass, but there was a miscommunication between the setter and the center player, Willington, as he gave a free ball to that. But what a block from Ivan. A one-man block. He also, actually that was, yeah, it was Ivan there. He really blocked so well, still as blocking that left-handed player of Sky. Since he's also left-handed, he really knew at which angle does the left-handed player go. Play comes in through the middle, but then it's a default set for Ivan, and he executes that very well. But still the referee calls netting. The referee says that Martin really touched that net at that particular time. And it is, yeah, that is very, very right. There was netting, as the second referee called it. That's a good service. Is that ball on court? Yeah, that is an S for Esau. That was read so poorly by Nkata. He really thought that ball was out, and it ended up being on court, and that is a very, very good service. We see Esau now being given the opportunity to consistently stay on court, and he's really trying to deliver the best he can. Very nice pass from Nkata, and the swing comes in, but well defended by the Nemo side. And still Ivan comes in with a swing, but what a block. What a block by Ashraf. That was a very, very nice committed block to him. As Ashraf combined with Martin to make sure that they stop Ivan there. Benon still trying to play through the middle, but Esau couldn't be able to execute that. Perhaps the ball was too short for him. He's a very high jumper, and he's one of the attackers who really attacks the ball from very high. Another net fault, but then this one comes in by the middle blocker. He was not really concentrating. He wasn't balanced on the ground to be able to take that. That was Manut. He blocked as he was in movement, and he ended up being in the net. That is an attack from Martin, very well executed, as Ivan still looks out for him. He's one of the reliable, actually, receiver attackers we've seen for Sky this season. and still the setters trust him so much because he's the most consistent receiver attacker they have. And now we see George being brought down as he attempted a dump, but that was very well read by Manut as he managed to bring that ball down. Today we see Aporu George playing in the middle. His center playing, perhaps because of the absence of Malinga. I don't know what happened to Malinga Bernard, but we see George as he has actually been given the option of playing through the middle to be able to cover up that position. He's one of the players who can actually play middle and out and also opposite at the same time. But that's a good attack from Manut, as George and Wandera couldn't be able to get a touch through that. Yeah, Deo Gracious KD was really surprised perhaps at the scores that ended the first set, because that was a little bit terrible at 25-9, and he really couldn't believe it. But that happened, and you should actually believe it, because Nemo Stars has actually decided not to be a joke against the Sky side. And then we see a dump coming in by Wandera, and it lands as the Sky players were actually flat-footed. That was an attack from Munkata as the ball was swallowed through Benon, and George couldn't be able to block that down. Yeah, good effort from Benon. The reception was crossing as Wandela couldn't deliver that perfect first catch, but Benon was very alert and he tried to stop Nkata to have that rebound.
That was a very good watch from Benon there.
Service comes in from George, very well picked, but then the catch was crossing. Ivan tries his best to keep the ball alive, but then that ball is played to the back zone of the court by Willington into the empty zone. No one was there to cover that ball, and it still keeps George in service as Sky is still struggling with the reception there.
Yeah, George is pacing the service very well, and it is disorganizing Sky. I think they have to do something about that.
And now we see a substitution coming in from Sky. Ahmed comes in as Martin goes out. I don't know, but Martin seemed to be one of those reliable receiver attackers on the Sky side. But the coach decides to say that he's the player actually to make way as they try to improve on their reception. And that was a very good attack from Mukata there.
I don't know what the coach is planning, but I think he wants him to at least first rest and process.
Yeah, I would think, he wants him to rest, but he's one of the players that was scoring actually. As a receiver attacker, he was receiving and scoring at the same time.
Good block there from Munkata, denying Nemo a chance to attack on court. Ivan still in service. I think he's placing the ball very well. Nemo needs to do something about it to break.
We see an error coming in from Esau. That was the attack error there as the ball went far out.
The contact was not all that good on that ball, I think. Then that's why the ball that's why he attacked the ball outside.
Yeah, but still we see Sky still struggling with so many errors, and there comes a service error from the setter Ivan. People still argue and believe that setters are one of the, actually they are the best servers on the teams mainly, but we've seen setters lose so many services this weekend. I don't know how true is that. And one of the people who believes that setters are not the best servers is Deo, but he needs to actually uh, confirm that to us why he believes that setters are not the best servers. But to me, I think setters have really shown consistency in service.
Me, that's the rivalry I won't enter in. I won't join that rivalry. I've seen setters serve very well. I actually agree with people who say setters have the good service. And in most cases, they always have also a very good reception if you take notice.
Yeah, setters are good defenders and good servers at the same time, because most times the setters are very, very calm as they play on court.
That was a very good block right there from Wellington, denying Sky a chance to lead.
Yeah, but Sky has actually leveled up in the play. They've really caught up. Nemo was leading, but right now we see the scores at 13-13, and Sky charging up now as we see a very, very hard attack coming in from the right-hand side of Sky. The opposite is really doing what the opposite is meant to do. He's a very, very aggressive opponent, opposite, though he's not the tallest as we've seen in most of the opposites.
Yeah, that was very good timing from him, and the swing was very perfectly timed, executing the ball very well. Good energy right there from Ongom, securing another point for Nemo.
Yeah, this set tends to be moving point on point, although we saw Nemo Stars actually really had the chance to lead, but Sky got the points back down, and now the points are moving. Two teams are moving together in points.
I love the energy of Sky right now. I think the other set they lost, they have at least managed to outline their errors, and they are really, really giving Nemo a fight. If they continue like this, we might really have something. We might really enjoy this game.
Yeah, let's wait and see how it goes. And Sky is really ready to take up the challenge. But look at that error from the setter Ivan. Wow, it is actually amusing, and I wonder what he was trying to do. He delayed to play the ball. The ball came back down to him, and that is when he decided that he really wanted to dump that ball far in the line, and he ended up putting that ball onto the net.
That was a very hard service right there from.
Yeah, Ongomu came in with a jump service, and previously in most of the games he has not been able to be consistent in that jump service, but I think these are games whereby he can try to find consistency, and I think now he's trying to really get the confidence on it, so that by the time they have a next challenging game, he's ready to take on that jump service.
Yeah.
But now we see he comes in with another service loss.
A jump service is one of the hard services to master. It really takes a lot of practice and really takes a lot of concentration.
Yeah, that's true. That's a poor reception from Esau, and the ball is played through the middle. That is Madut. Yeah, Manut actually. Ivan picked out to him in specific because perhaps maybe George is not used to playing in the middle, and he knows that perhaps his blocks might be a little bit shaky. Right now we've seen the Sky setter try to set so many balls in the middle, especially when George is there. I think he knows that there is not catching up with the speed on defense. Ivan comes in with a very, very hard swing, and the libero couldn't keep that ball up. It was really a hard attack as he put all his energy onto that ball.
Yeah, good energy from Ongom right there.
Also the libero, he would really cover that ball as he was in motion. If he was actually standing still, he should have been able to cover that ball very well. Nkata comes in with a hard attack on the line. he uses the chance that Benon, as the setter, who's a little bit shorter than the other blockers, is blocking on the line, and he really swings and hits that ball back down onto the line, and Ivan wasn't there, and he wasn't actually able to keep that ball alive.
Brilliant attack right there from Onkata to give Sky a lead. Now they are 1 point ahead. Unfortunately, that loss of service now levels the game.
Yeah, we see Sky. Sky is actually still having errors in service, and they are not actually looking through, trying to redeem themselves and perhaps try to serve better. It is a late set now.
This is a period where we have to at least be the most careful, especially when the games are, when the set scores are level, when the scores are level.
And Nkata still trying to show that he really needs this set, and he can really push Sky through, as he was given a 3-man block, but he decided to dump that. I think it was poor reading from the Nemo blockers, because he was really struggling and there's no way he could attack that ball. So there was no need of actually 3-man block or even 2-man block. They should have sent a 1-man block to be able to defend that ball well. And another dump comes in, as we see Shafiq was struggling to give to Nemo Stars a free ball, and Ivan comes in and punishes them for that, because the ball, actually the sets for Sky are really tight.
You give out such free balls to a team like Nemo, obviously expect fire from them.
Yeah, Nemo Stars will punish you if you give them such a free ball. And now we see a substitution coming in as JB replaces Benon. I think Nemo Stars doesn't want to take any risk, and they decide to come with experience and try to help out Benon, who has not been playing much. As JB now is into the driving seat to try and give Nemo Stars set number 2. It's a good service and attack through the middle, but well defended. And then Esau comes in with an off-spin sweep.
Oh,
And look at Ashraf. Ashraf is really netting even before he takes off. I wonder what he was doing. The ball was on their side. I don't know why he was taking off.
That is a very, very unlikely error to be made by such a person, Ashraf.
And I even don't know why they are complaining. And Ashraf says that he did not net. That was so much of netting.
It was that net. It was, I don't know even how to explain it. You cannot deny such a kind of net.
Wait, did we see a common point there?
That was an obvious net from Ashraf.
Yeah, it was really obvious, but I think the referee has chosen to go with a common point. I don't know why he has chosen to go with a common point, but that was an obvious netting. The referee really saw that. He saw it happening, but then I don't know why he has reversed his decision to call a common point.
And then the second official, I don't know what what he took, but at least he would have said something to the first official. He's close. He was looking at the net, but he didn't do anything.
Yeah, the first official is the one who called it, and still again reversed it. He had seen that it was netting. I don't know why he reversed his decision to call a common point. And now we see Nkata coming in with a very, very hard swing on the line, and Sky still leading in this particular set. Sky seems determined to take set 2.
Nkata looks good today. He's on fire. I should say he's on fire.
Yeah, he's standing in very well, and most of the games he has started in from bench, trying to come and help the team as they try to push through for a win. But this game, he's really on fire, like you say, and he's doing great. He's one of the most scoring players of Sky this evening. But still now, Nemo Stars levels it up as Esau gets into service. Very good serve, a good pass to Ivan. Ivan still chooses to go into the middle, and Willington couldn't do much to stop to stop Ashraf from actually attacking that steal ball. It was a good combination between Ashraf and Ivan as they managed to confuse the blocker and where exactly they should block.
Nemo's net defense is a bit lacking right now, considering the kind of team Nemo is and the players they have. Their net defense should be better than this.
Yeah, they are a little bit reluctant, and they are trying to. They are not doing much on the net defense. They are not concentrating much. And then we see an attack fault coming in from Ivan. He swings hard and attacks that ball out on the line. And now we see Sky is 2 points ahead. I think right now Okapi should be thinking about a timeout because he's actually 2 points down, and we are actually in the climax of the set. But then Ivan manages to get that again as he wipes that block, and the block couldn't bring that ball back down.
Nemo really fighting for this set, yet they won the first set with ease.
Yeah, sometimes it is very dangerous to win the first set very comfortably like that. The team rather gives you a challenge because by the time the team comes back for set 2, they will have relaxed so much because they would feel like this is gone. And now look at that swing from Shafiq.
That was a very beautiful swing from him, perfectly timed, executed very well. I think now Sky is really on fire. All their players are scoring. Most of them are scoring and giving Nemo a really hard time.
Nemo has given them hope, and actually Sky is welcoming the hope and trying to actually use that opportunity to be able to clinch this set because they have now the chance. They are leading 2 points. If they make sure that they score a point per point, it will be perfect for them, and they will be able to go away with the second set of the evening.
Yeah, now Nemo calls for a timeout. The players need to relax and they need to process. They need to work on that net defense if they are to put up a very good challenge. Their net defense is still lacking.
Yeah, let's see now what the impact of the timeout will be. But that was the first timeout for Nemo. I think Okapis must be furious on how this team is trying to actually give them hard time, yet they won comfortably at 25-9 in the first set. Good service from Shafiq, and it is a good pass by Esau, and that is a very good attack by George there through the middle. And now Nemo Stars is at 22, but still Sky has the advantage of 1 point ahead at 23.
George filling out for Redman in center there. I think he's really doing a good job on the attack, but on the block, it is still lacking.
And then Martin comes back and swings very hard onto that ball. He's one of the players, even by the time he went out, he was being substituted. He was still attacking very aggressively, and he was passing the Nemo blockers. And right now he comes on and does what he has to do, and that is a set point for Sky. Good service. And JB chooses to go to his opposite, Ivan, and Ivan really does what he had to do. The ball was so much in, and he decides to dump that ball as the Sky players were actually defending from very far. No one was covering in the center of that court. The ball landed easily as those Sky players in the backcourt were actually flat-footed.
They were expecting fire from Ongom.
Yeah, they were expecting fire, but also the dump was really high. At least someone should have taken steps to cover up that ball.
Sky calls for a timeout. They really need to relax right now because they need 1 point to end this set.
Yeah, they need 1 point. They still have advantage. They are receiving, and now I think they've called the timeout to make a strategy on how they should score. And one of the things they should do best, the first thing they should do best is the reception.
They need to receive very well so that they can execute their offense very well.
Yeah, and now is the time to test the calmness of Ivan, the setter of Sky, to see what he can.
Decision making.
Yeah, to see what he can really do at certain times like this.
That was a good pass from Carter. And he
And
managed to
it's
secure the point.
Yeah, he chose to go through the middle still again with a back shot for Marut, and he gets that right. George wasn't still able to defend that or being able to block that ball, and now Sky gets their second. They get the second set, and now it is level 1-1 in set scores.
This was a very beautiful set, I should say. Sky put up a very good fight, and it was a bit interesting than the first set.
Yeah, it was really interesting because from the start, actually from around 12, 13 points, the game kept on going point per point until Sky managed to break through and have a 2 points lead, and they maintained themselves there. Looking at the statistics, we see the sets, there was sets faults 1-on-1, and then there are 15 attacks from Sky and just 13 from Nemo Stars. That is very, very close with a difference of 2. And then Sky tried to improve on their defense on the blocks with 3 blocks, and Nemo Stars with just 2 blocks. They failed to block through the middle, whereby we saw Sky actually score so many points through the middle. And the opponent's errors are leveling up, both teams having 7-7 errors, and that is one of the things that have actually given both sides chance to score so many points. As we see, the set ended at 25-23. Most of the points were scored by actually their opponents making such errors.
I think looking at the net defense of Nemo, I think now they see the impact of Redman on the team. Nemo is really feeling the impact of Redman missing out on the team, and they are really finding it very difficult on the net defense, especially when George is on front court. The attack is good, but the net defense is still lacking.
Yeah, they are lacking net defense, and that is true. And also, the option of Atta Redmond is one of the players who actually plays through the middle, and is very, very lethal in that middle play. And him missing out this evening, it means George has to be the other option to help the team. But then there's a little bit of inconsistency in the play. The setters are not setting much for him while he's going through that middle. And the middle is actually very, very tiresome. It is one position whereby you need to be used to playing in the middle to be able to finish up the game. And will George finish up the whole game playing middle? We really don't know. It means his endurance, he should have worked so well on it.
His endurance right now is being tested, because in middle you can go like 3 rallies without even receiving a ball to attack.
Yeah.
All you have to do is focus more on the block, and then the attack a little bit less.
Yeah, that's true. And Sky is now, they've ended the set charged. They are heated up, and hopefully now they will be looking at winning also another set before Nemo Stars stabilizes. But I think Nemo Stars this time around, they'll stabilize and try to minimize the errors they've had in the previous set.
Yeah, Nemo has realized that they have given a lot of hope to Sky, and they really need this. They really need all the 3 points at the moment. So they might go a little bit harder than we saw in the second set.
Yeah, let's wait and see. Will they go harder, or will Sky actually go harder? Because Sky has been given hope. And that is a poorly defended ball by Ivan. That was a ball that he could actually use the tips to pick, but he chose to punch it, and it wasn't the best that he could provide. That gives Nemo Stars their first point of set 3. George in service. Comes in, not the best pick from Martin, but then a swing comes in from Shafiq. Very good block from Benon and Willington. And now he chooses to dump. What a nice dump. Very, very wise play from him. He knew the blocks were very ready for him. They had committed on him, and he chose to dump that ball right behind the 2 blockers, and Ivan wasn't able to get that.
That was a very good decision he made right there. The blocks were so solid for him, he didn't have a way through. His only option was to dump that ball.
Yeah, but still Ivan does what he has to do as an opposite. He comes in with that hard backcourt swing, and he manages to get that point. There is still some struggle on the Nemo Stars side, as we see they are trying to organize themselves more, but the sets are a little bit very tight, as we see Esau trying to dump that ball that was rightly crossing. And that's a good defense, well picked by Esau. He chooses to go for Ivan, but the block couldn't do anything better than that. It is a block out.
The communication from the setter and his attackers, I think it's still a little bit lacking. I think the Nemo guys are more comfortable with Smith setting for them. So when he's not around, you see the performance reduces a little bit. So their execution is not like that when Smith is available on court.
Yeah, we see Benon is one of the players who hasn't been given enough opportunity to play on court, having Smith and JB as those senior setters they've been having. It has been really hard for Benon to break through, but we see in this particular game actually Okapis has decided to pick out Benon to be the lead setter for this game, and I think he's trying to give him confidence and try to test out what he can really do in that setting department.
Yeah, he's still young, he still has all the time, so he just needs to prove a point and show he can handle and drive the team to victory.
Ashraf in service, and he goes for a dropper, very well picked by Esau, and George comes in with a backcourt, but well covered by Ashraf, as Martin swings in very hard, but Wandera does his best to keep that ball alive. But then we see Esau, he actually retrieved the ball, but the players were standing. The ball was going past the antenna. He did his best to bring the ball back, but the rest of the players, I think they thought that he was crossing that ball over. Yet he was really trying to bring the ball back to court.
Yeah, it was a good play from him, though the team was a bit relaxed.
And another nice cover from Ashraf, as we saw even from the previous point. And that is a very good rebound from Martin. But then the referee says there was netting. He really attacked that ball very hard, but he touched the net.
Oh.
Yeah, that is very right. The referee got that right.
That was a good call from the official right there. He touched the net slightly, but it still counts.
Yeah, netting is netting. Shafiq comes in with a swing down the line, and George couldn't be able to cover that ball back.
These Sky players are really psyched up. They are attacking each and every ball. They are really enjoying the game.
Yeah, right now they are the underdogs of this fixture. And as we can see, everyone who actually thinks that Nemo Stars has the advantage to have this win.
That was a magnificent backcourt pipe from George. The fact that he's playing middle and staying on backcourt shows the kind of endurance he has.
Yeah, but his endurance will be tested this evening. Hopefully he will not break down before the end of the game. And let's see. Martin comes in with a swing, but then George and Ivan couldn't block that ball down. He uses their tall blocks and he makes sure that he's not pinning that ball onto the court, and he manages to get it right.
It looks like it was a swallow from the block. I think we are seeing more of those swallows from that block.
And that was now a rushed play by Martin still. Yeah, he scored the previous point, but he really rushed for this one. And the setter was actually still looking out for him. Though he gave him the previous point on front court, he's also now trying to look for him from the back zone. Very good jump service from Ivan. And the setter still goes onto the middle. And that is a point for Sky.
That was a brilliant block.
Yeah, it was a brilliant block, but out. and he needed to have done better on that. Wandela really went up alone as George was waiting to help the setter on his other side.
Wandera looked at him, he saw him, but couldn't get it right. Oh, that is a very, very bad mistake right there from George. He couldn't keep the ball in play. Just passed through him onto the net,
Yeah,
onto court.
he turned thinking that the ball had actually crossed, but the ball was his side. And still we see so many errors on the Nemo side at the start of the set. And George still comes in with another reception error. A very, very nice service from Manut.
Yeah, we tend to see such kind of errors, especially if a player is out of position. They are not quite used to that position. They will definitely make such kind of errors.
And George decided to go into reception by himself. He receives that ball very well, as Benon chooses to go for a dump rather than setting it.
Yeah, I think George is more comfortable when he's receiving the ball by himself rather than just waiting for someone else to receive.
Yeah, middle is not his natural position, so reception is right now part of him from the times he has been playing, because he has been very, very little in the receiver attack position. He's used to receiving and following.
The scores stand 9, Nemo 8, Sky. Nemo still with the service. That was a good pass, though Ivan decided to go for a dump, which might even cost his team. In a scenario with Nemo, it is always good to minimize the free balls you give. Any free ball can be utilized. And then we see an attack fault from Esau.
Yeah, but still we see the sets of Ivan still being tight. Very, very many dumps from Qatar there, as he tried to find ways on how he should score for Sky, but the balls were too close to the net. But it was a good defense from both teams and a very good fight, but Sky still came through with a point.
When you look at the Nemo team right now, it looks like Ongom is the only person trying to be aggressive. The rest of the players are a bit low.
Yeah, they are a bit down, but we've not seen also so many good balls go to them, especially now like Esau, he has been struggling. George has struggled to connect with the young setter, and Ivan is one of the players that is really trying to show that despite the setter or despite the sets, he's ready to deliver that point for the Nemo Stars, and he's really doing it.
Esau needs to adjust to the setter, at least, or communicate to the setter. If the balls are a bit low, he needs to communicate to the setter. I think if he communicates to the setter, they will sort out something. They need to work out something, him and Esau. He needs to turn him on, and because Esau, when he's turned on, you see he's very lethal.
Yeah, he is, because he really jumps very high. He's one of the highest jumpers in the league, and he must be the highest jumper on the Nemo Stars team. But as I said, you see, the sets are really still tight, as he really tries to give them the right ball, but the balls are running. They are used to playing high balls, but the setters' sets are too close to the net and a little bit past the antenna, and the players are struggling. Still, Ivan comes in with a big swing, and the blockers couldn't actually defend that ball. Ivan has shown consistency in the execution of the sets, but all the other players on the Nemo Stars side, they are still struggling to connect with the setter. And that is another service error from Benon, as well a setter. Right now, I would think that Deo is winning the challenge, because the setters this weekend, they have been terrible in service.
Deo like such kind of things. Every time he sees a setter make a mistake, he will always remind you about that. We see a Sky with a service. A good pass from Esau.
And George comes in with a pipe attack, very, very perfectly executed.
The balls George is attacking, his pipe, he seems to be connecting very well with the setter.
Yeah, but front court, that short ball he's trying to attack. I think since he has not been playing it with the setters and he has improvised to play in that position, it is hard to
Really,
connect. But
yeah.
whenever he's back court, we've actually seen him attack so many balls. And now Shafiq is still enjoying the blocks of Nemo Stars. He hasn't been stopped, or he has been actually blocked very, very few times. And now he's still showing consistency in his attacks as the block as especially whenever he finds Wandera there. Wandera has failed to stop him. And now we see a substitution coming in. JB replaces Benon. I think Nemo Stars realizes that they really need this. And if they really need to take it, they need to get a setter that connects very well with their attackers. And perhaps that is JB. Let's wait and see. Will he connect very well with them? We don't know. And that is the first ball goes to Ivan, and he is shut down. He is blocked down by Manut and Martin.
That was a very good block right from the books. Look at that perfect timing from the blockers of Sky.
One of the things is that Nemo Stars is predictable because we know that Wandera is rarely given balls, and he is in position 4 with Ivan the setter, but we still see JB picked out Ivan rather than Wandera, who is with the setter and the shorter block. And then we see another reception error from the young libero as Sky extends their lead of 2 to 15-13, and that is the first time out called by Coach Okapis for Nemo Stars.
I think Nemo is actually having a very bad game today. They have tried everything and it's not working out. I don't know, what do you think they should work on?
The first thing they really had to do, they have made it. That was changing the setter and bringing in a setter that connects very well with the attackers. And right now, when the setter came in, we see the reception is dying off.
Yeah, that reception.
So they've solved one problem, but then another problem has come in. So they will now need to solve the other problem of reception.
I had a coach once complain about such. He was like, you remove one player and then another one commits an error, and you're trying to solve one problem and another one is arising. So he was like, that is a very, very hard thing for us to do, especially for coaches. They really have a lot on their table and the players are really making mistakes.
And now we see the setter choosing out Wandera, like we had identified previously. Wandera is with a very, very short block of Ivan, depending on how high the other blockers are. And Wandera actually, he executes that effectively, trying to show the setter that he is able to actually execute whenever he has such kind of blocks. And now a good pass, ball goes into the middle, and Manut is able to go away with that. He is scoring and he is enjoying himself in the middle there, as we see George still struggling to actually find a block against Manut.
Yeah, Manut last weekend, he gave those guys of Ndeje a hard time in the middle. I think he's starting to get good in that position. He's very comfortable, he has good height, he has good reach. I think he's really being aggressive today. And with the other hole of George being out of position, and he has not played center for quite a while, I think it is giving Manut a chance, and he's really using that chance to shine.
Yeah, but we see still Wandela coming in and scoring, still using the short block of Ivan. And now the pass wasn't good, but the ball is well defended by Sky. And Nkata comes in with a very, very hard attack.
Nkata is really on fire today. He has come to shine against Nemo.
As one of our colleagues used to say,
yes,
that Nkata always, he introduced his Nkatak, but the Nkataks today are not happening. We are seeing Nkata putting the ball down, and Nemo Stars really struggling to block him as well. Good pass from George. Setter chooses to go to Ivan, and that is a block out.
Was that a block out or a 4-ball?
I think that was a block out, although the Sky players don't seem satisfied, but that looked like a block out.
Let's have a look again.
50-50. Can't really tell. The referee was close. But then now we see still Martin still coming in hard on that other side of the power, and he's really charged. He had a break off. Still it is Nkata. Nkata is really charged today.
Yeah, good takeoff, good jump, good swing. Everything was really perfect, good timing, and the attack was really nice. Well executed offense.
And that's a free ball. Ball picked by Ivan, and it is an off-system ball, and Shafiq puts power on that, but Nemo Stars couldn't defend that.
Credit to Kata and Shafiq, they are really doing their best, and it is really working for them. They have psyched up, and they are giving Nemo a fight of their, a test of their own medicine.
We saw the blockers, actually George and Esau. They withdrew after seeing that Shafiq was struggling, but he really got the contact on the ball right, but the cover way behind, they couldn't. They were not able to defend that ball, and now Sky is comfortably leading with 3 points.
Another
At
timeout
19-16.
for Nemo. I think now they are trying to figure out what is not going right. They have changed the setter, but still they are losing. The errors are still there, and they really need to do something about it.
Yeah, sometimes it is very sad to find that a team you've beaten 25-9 and they come in the second set, they win it with a very, very good show. They try to fight in and win, and they come for the third set and they are really fighting to take it. By the time you realize that you really needed that set, you might find it is already late. But now, Esau comes in to shut them down and show them that actually whenever the ball is right, he is unstoppable. He goes way high above the block, and the cover had moved a little bit off position.
That was a brilliant swing from Esau. I think now this is the time he needs to psych up. His team really needs him, and he needs to give them all their best.
Yeah, now we see Sky still struggling with the reception. Ivan really fights on to keep that ball alive, but then they couldn't do more than enough to actually send the ball back to the Nemo Stars side. And George is still in service as the gap reduces to 1 point at 18-19. And George still in service. He is one of those servers who can harm a team, and his services usually give challenges to actually opponents. Very, very nice service, and it is an off-system play going to Shafiq. He dumps that ball with 2 hands. He's going to be punished by this, and George really punishes them. It was a good set from Ivan, but the opposite, Shafiq, chooses to go with a dump. It was really a high dump, and Ivan picked it more like a free ball, and JB chose out to go to George, who was really hammering them in that pipe, and Nemo Stars levels up the points.
Shafiq there was playing safe, and I ended up costing the team. If he had gone for attack, I think he would at least have wiped the Blacks.
Yeah, but at this point in time, we see a substitution coming in. Ahmed is coming on court, and they choose to remove Shafiq. Yeah, I think the coach, Drupe, he must not be happy with what Shafiq did. Being given such a very, very good set, and you decide to dump the ball, not even with one hand, but both hands. That was more like a free ball. George serving here, and now we see another service error from George. With the experience he has, with the maturity he has in service and the play, he shouldn't be able actually to make such errors.
Especially at this time, when we are closing near to the end of the set.
Yeah, he serves well, they level up, and now he actually breaks the service himself.
Nemo still struggling with the reception right there, but Esau earns them another point to level them with 20-20.
Yeah, Esau is one of the players who really jumps ahead, but look at that. He goes above the block and he places that ball right behind the blockers where there is no cover. But still, we saw Okapi still trying to talk to him and say, let's receive well so that we can have our combination. And then Ashraf comes in with an attack. That ball seemed to be on court, but then the referee says the ball is out. It was a good attack through the middle.
Let's have a look at it again. Oh,
Yeah.
I think there was even a touch.
Yeah, we couldn't see from that angle, but Nemo Stars levels it up, actually goes way higher. And it is another error from Shafiq. The substitution was reversed, and now Shafiq still came back, and he gives Nemo Stars another free point. It is an attack fault. And now Nemo Stars leading the set at 22-20. First time out for Sky. I think they now need to strategize and see. They had the set in their hands, leading 3 points at 19-16, but somehow they couldn't maintain their position up there. Nemo Stars came back and leveled the points, and now they've overtaken them, whereby I think it is really going to be tough for them to close up the gap, because once Nemo Stars has now led and we are towards the end of the set, they'll really be looking at maintaining their lead and to be able to take their game to 2-1.
The attackers of Sky have really decided to play it safe, and it has ended up costing them. They should be aggressive like they were before, because when you look at the block, when you look at the net defense of Nemo, it is still a bit not okay. So if Sky decides to go for if Sky decides to be aggressive, they might really earn some points off that net defense.
Yeah, and we still see Nemo has still struggled to block actually the middle of Sky, and still Ashraf coming in to harm them. But as well, Wellington does the same as JB chooses to go through the middle. Both middles for both teams have actually not functioned so well in blocking the middle sets, and if also both teams could actually realize that, they would play so many balls in the middle. And now we see a substitution happening for Nemo Stars. He's a tall player, but then it was a very good service. Wellington weighted so much down, and he ended up having a block error there. And now Sky closes up the gap to 1 point, 22-23.
Good pass from George. That was a brilliant cover from Munkata, keeping the ball in play, giving Nemo a chance, and oh my God, that was a brilliant swing from Ongom right there. He managed to secure Nemo the 24th point.
Yeah, with just one block, literally that is what he's supposed to do. Yes, the set was a little bit high for him, or he delayed the swing, but he knew he was taking this down. One blocker, and he actually now shows that JB made the right choice to give him the ball. And now it is set point for Nemo Stars. And that is the second time out as well for Sky.
I don't think Sky is coming out of this, considering they are playing against Nemo.
Well, anything is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible, but right now,
right now they could score, and as they go to service, they make another ace, and that would be leveling up.
Let's wait and see. But I would put my money on Nemo right now.
That is just a scenario I am just giving you. But you're right. Nemo Stars is now in the comfortable zone. Although 2 points are too close, they really need to concentrate and close this down.
Any error from Sky can win Nemo this set.
Yeah, Wellington in service. That's a good service, well picked by Nkata. And then Manut comes in with a swing in the middle, but then Esau really keeps that ball alive. He's straightens his arm or stretches to keep the ball alive. And that is a very, very good attack from Martin down there. Ivan and George still couldn't shut him down.
Martin and now if Sky aces this, I think
Well, it was just a saying. I didn't mean that it would happen.
let's say it at well-paced service.
And it is a free ball to be used. But then there is miscommunication between Manut and Ivan. And it's a free ball to Sky. Ivan comes in with a swing, but the block is very well placed. And now we see a free ball going to Sky. And they say there are 4 touches by the referee.
That was poor communication from George and his teammates there.
The referee says there were 4 touches.
You see that poor communication from George and Esau.
Yeah, one of them should have left the other to play the ball, but I think the communication wasn't right there. And Derek comes in with a hit. What a hit! He kills that ball down, and the Ribeiro wasn't able to actually keep that ball alive. He really comes in and he shows that it was the right decision by his coach to bring him on to be able to replace Wandera. As we saw, Wandera wasn't being given so many sets there or so many balls to execute. Oh! And Manut.
Brilliant swing right there from Manut.
Manut is not giving up. And George has not been able actually to defend any ball. They send JB and leave him with Manut. And Ivan, the setter, was very wise to call Manut a back shot. He gave him that ball, and the ball was well executed.
Brilliant attack from Manut. He deserves all the flowers.
Yeah, true. And now the set is going into deuce. 25-25. But then Manut comes and serves that ball on the antenna.
Manut is really enjoying himself today.
He's enjoying himself, but that was an unforced error. There was no need to lose that kind of service after knowing that you actually chased and caught up. Service errors are things that you may not need to do. And then now we see Derek going into service for Nemo Stars. Will Nemo Stars still hide JB in position 4?
This is the time to look at Ivan's decision making.
Yeah, he was brilliant in the previous point calling Manut a back shot. What will he call Ashraf and Nkata this time around? Though we saw Nkata was actually shining this evening. That's a good catch. And Nkata is called for combination, but he's blocked down. That was a nice block from Esau. He called a combination, but Nemo Stars actually tricked them this time around. JB stayed in position 2. And the combination that was called by Nkata, what they used to call a pistol, it was shut down because Esau is a very, very high blocker. He jumps so high. He has a killer block. And he made sure that Nkata couldn't pass.
Esau waited for him. He watched him and decided to block him. He was very patient on him.
Yeah, but it was really interesting seeing how these two teams have gone through this set. And let's check out the statistics. We see quite a number of attacks from Nemo Stars. Nemo Stars had so many attacks there. 18 up against 13. And then on the blocks, we see both teams are still struggling to block. Each team having just 1 block, and then 2 service aces from Sky, and against 1 for Nemo Stars. But look at the opponent's errors. Nemo Stars making 9 errors, and Sky just 7 errors. They should be happy to go away with this, because making so much errors like this, and they are able to win this set, it is really an advantage to them. But I think that comes with the number of attacks they had or swings they had in this evening. They've made so many. And then we're looking at the set errors there. We see there are 2 sets again for Nemo and 1 for the Sky side.
Looking at those attacks they have, I think Ongom has contributed almost a half of them.
Yeah, Ongom really shined this set. He attacked so many balls, and he must have had almost half of those attacks there. But if for any team to win this game, I think they will have to block the middle. The middle players of Nemo Stars and Sky, they are actually not gaining the momentum. They are not doing well as the middle players are supposed to do, because every ball that is played through the middle has managed to pass and score.
Yeah, the middle, there's still a hole in middle, provided that George is out of position, is not really used to the movement there. The blocking kind of becomes hard for him.
Yeah, that is very right. Stay tuned in as we come back for the fourth set. Right now, Nemo Stars has 2 sets and 1 for Sky. Let's wait for the fourth set now. And we are back for set 4. The scores are 2-0. Nemo Stars leading. Nemo Stars leading this fourth set. And it is now 3-0. I think Nemo Stars, they are coming into the fourth set knowing that they really need to give Sky no chance. And they need to close this down if they need the maximum points. They gifted Sky a set by allowing them to go point per point. But this time around, they have started off very well. And I think they really need to close it very fast. Kata comes in with an attack that is very well executed. Ivan couldn't defend that ball down the line.
Kata really performing very well, provided his previous record in Zambia. I think the environment of the indoor really does much, really helps out.
Well, Simbi used to call that He actually determined it in attack. But we no longer see attacks here. And Nkata is really doing well. Sky should be proud of him because this evening is one of the attackers that have given a challenge to Nemo Stars.
Nemo looking at Nemo, I think, have sorted out themselves and they are looking on winning this set. That's the mentality they have right now when you look at them. All of them are set to win this set and end this game as 3-1. But Sky also not giving up. They need this point. They need these points.
And Nkata comes in with a very, very hard swing on the line.
Even if they share the points, but they really need them. It will help them come out of the relegation zone.
Yeah, right now what Sky is looking for, they are looking for maximum points and maximum score. Any set they get, any point they get, it is really very, very advantageous to them because they are still in the relegation zone, actually at the bottom of the table. And right now they are looking at setting themselves in a better position in the table before the first round ends.
Yeah, first round you need to at least give it all your best because second round the teams are very dangerous. All of them want points. No team is joking. So it would be very hard for them to come out of that relegation zone. They need to come out right now when they still can.
Yeah, they need to close up that gap really early. And now we see Ivan using his experience, finding one block, but he doesn't swing hard to attack that ball. He just decides to put that ball down onto the middle of the court. And that's a very hard hit by Shafiq. He's really going hard on the Nemo blocks, but they are not able to shut them down. That is Derek and Whittington. Yeah, the ball is well touched, but Ivan tries to put in a chase, but he couldn't retrieve that ball back.
Good energy from Shafiq. If he continues that aggressiveness, like we said before, the net defense of Nemo doesn't look quite well today. They could earn themselves some good points.
Yeah, Nemo is struggling with the defense on the blocks, to be in specific. And now we see Derek starting ahead of Wandera. I think Nemo Stars is trying now to create options since Derek is also one aggressive player there. And Wandera was actually not giving them an option in attack, although he was giving them a very, very good option in the reception and defense. Now that is a good block from George and Derek as Nemo Stars now manages to shut down Shafiq.
That is a brilliant start from Nemo. If they maintain the momentum, this could change the results.
Yeah, they are leading 7 points against 3. Those are 4 points lead. But then we'll see another service error from Wellington. The service errors seem not to go away from both teams, and it has extended right from the set 1 up to now. The players are still having those service errors. That's a nice pass, and then he follows it up, but then he attacks that ball down onto the net. That was Esau. He received the ball perfectly, and the setter decided to give him his ball that he received. But the attack execution wasn't the best. He jumped far away from the attack line, and I think that killed his rhythm. But it was a nice move. Another good pass from Esau. A ball goes to Derek. That's a very, very hard hit. Good attack. And good, it is a block out.
Derek.
And as well, there was netting from the Sky blockers. That was Manut and Ivan.
Good energy from Derek. Manut was trying to cover up that space of Ivan, since Ivan is a short blocker, and I think he ended up netting.
Yeah, that is right. And that is another service loss from Ivan. But
I think he's not satisfied.
He is not convinced that ball was out. He believes that ball was actually on court. I had also really seen on court, but it seems way out. Martin serving, effort well picked by Derek, and Ivan comes in with an attack there.
That was a brilliant attack from him. He has literally corrected his mistake, his service mistake, and giving Nemo a lead of 9 points to 6 Sky. Nemo looks good in this fourth set. They have come to win. They look like they are determined to win this set. They want to end this game as soon as possible. Although Sky is also saying no. Sky is also trying their level best to put up a challenge. And as we can see, that was a very good swing from Mukata, although it was covered and well executed by Ongong.
Good service from Derek. That is now Nkata coming in with an attack, and the ball is swallowed by George and JB there.
Looks like the libero has gotten some problem. Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he is fine.
He seems to be fine.
But we see actually George's block is most times off net, and most of the times he has attempted to block the ball, it has gone through. He really needs to penetrate his block way through to the other side. And then we see there is another good effort from Sky. The ball is kept alive. Nkata did his best, as Manut also did his best. He was already down, but he stretched out his hands to play that ball back up. And it was a free ball going back to Nemo Stars. But then Nemo Stars really executed that perfectly, as it was a gift from Sky. But a very, very good effort from Sky there.
Yeah, they did have a choice, but to offer Nemo a free ball, Nemo ended up serving them a very, very good attack from George through the middle. I think that was very brilliant. It was well executed by George.
But there is it looked more of a double, because the hands were actually a little bit off. That was a double, but then from the judgment of the referee, perhaps he believed it is not. But to me, it was a double play right from the block, though the referee ignored that and decided to go on with the play. Perhaps he just gave effort to that, and he didn't want to stop the rally. And now that is still a very good attack from Nkata. George comes in with a swing of the pipe, and that ball is on court. Yeah, that ball is down the line, and the referee Ekusai says that ball is actually on court, although the Sky players seem unsatisfied with the call, and it is the first time out for Sky.
Looking back, I think the ball was on court, and it was the right call from the official right there. Sky now call for their first time out in this set. They really need to iron out their errors if they are to play and at least get a point from Nemo today.
Yeah, Nemo comfortably leading now with 5 points, and this time around they seem not to joke in this particular set, and they are giving Sky no chance. They are every time they have the ball, they try to execute it immediately, and Sky seems to be going down. The players are looking frustrated, and that is one of the things that they don't need to see on their team. We only see Nkata trying to actually motivate the team, telling them that let's go. And now that is a chip ball in by Ashraf, and then Esau comes in with an attack down the line, as Nemo Stars extends the lead to 14 points.
Serving a free ball to Nemo. You can see the frustration from the Sky players. They are losing it all, yet this is the moment we need them to be very well composed. They need to be composed and iron out what to do.
Kata comes in with a swing, but well defended by George. It was a good touch from the blockers. And then Esau comes in with a dump. As well, Ivan also tries to attempt the same, but well read by Esau. Ivan comes in with a very hard swing on the Nemo side, and the ball is on the ground. Shafiq defended the backcourt from very far. That was a ball that he could easily put up or actually keep in play, but he was covering from very far away from in the backcourt.
Ivan is a little bit frustrated. You can see even his decision making, his judgment isn't all that good.
Ivan, the setter of Sky.
Yes. If I don't know what the coach told him in the timeout, but when you look at him, he's not settled. The sets are not quite good for Kata. Kata has been attacking, but now look at the ball he passed over.
Yeah, and Kata has been actually consistent. Yeah, despite the sets not being good and previously the sets being good, he's still trying to deliver for his team and still stand up for the team. Every time he's given the ball, he finds every means possible to make sure he scores. And that is a good pick from George. And Wellington comes in with a swing through the middle. And now Nemo Stars is leading 16 points on 8. JB goes into service. And Nemo Stars is now very, very comfortable with their lead. They are leading with 8 points. And this seems to be actually giving Nemo Stars a very, very comfortable position that they are winning this and taking home the 3 points.
Yeah, Nemo Stars getting comfortable with their lead. As we look at Ivan passing the ball to 4, where he finds Shafiq but shut down by Wellington. That was a very good block to deny Shafiq a point. 17 Nemo, 8 Sky. As we welcome Shamira Kalanzi on commentary today.
Yes, guys, I'm sitting in for Malik, who has decided, who has just gone off. He's having an emergency to work on, so I'm sitting on for him. And of course, we've been seeing the game moving so smoothly and interesting. Sky having one of the best plays they've yet displayed in the league in those previous sets, and of course taking away one set against Nemo Stars.
Yeah, Sky is really putting up a very good fight, and it gave Nemo in the third set. In the second set, it gave Nemo a really hard time.
Yes, and
provided that they won the first set 25-9, and Sky managed to come back and win that second set. They really played well. Just that Omunene Asigarachi.
Munene, but I think Sky is really pushing themselves, but they need to get points. Really, they are down there at the bottom of the table. They need to push themselves, but you can see the scores now. Nemo Stars pushing themselves so far away from Sky so that they avoid any situations of what has happened in the previous sets, the previous 2 sets. Service there from the young guy. Good swing. And Sky, of course, not having some of their players that we tend to see them with, but that's a good swing on the outside. Perfect play to keep themselves in this game. And I think Nemo Stars will really enjoy these 3 points, because Sky has really made them work for them in those past 2 sets. Of course, the points here in this set.
Every time the players of Sky look on the scoreboard, they feel frustrated. They are really losing the morale. Yet this is the moment they need to psych up and push, keep pushing.
Yeah, of course. At this moment, there are 2 sets. They're a set down and 11 points down. And playing against a team like Nemo, look at that attacking force on that side. They basically have nothing they can work with, and with their errors as well. I've seen 3 errors now from Sky, consecutive errors. They are unable to just minimize that, and I think.
Should we expect a comeback from Sky?
I don't expect a comeback, especially with the errors they are making now. When you're playing against a team that you know is better than you, the goal is to minimize errors and just play the ball as the best you can, so that you can get good points. Look at Ivan sending that ball back.
Nemo.
And of course, we know the young guy Esau says this is how you attack on that free ball. Good swing from him through the backcourt. and Ivan will instantly regret that.
You can't just gift Nemo Stars a free ball like that. Obviously, they will have to punish you.
Yes, and of course they do get punished, Sky.
Looking at the scores, it's 22 Nemo, 10 Sky.
Of course, Nemo looking for 3 points to go away with this set. It's really in rare occasions when a team would make such a comeback. But Nemo Stars is going to take this away 3-1 really. Sky has several errors that they are making in this set, trying to minimize them. That's a good pick from Juma. Big swing from Ashraf, from Manut through the middle.
Actually, Manut has been scoring almost 80% all the balls he has gotten through the middle.
Yes, he's a tall middle blocker, quite quick, and Ivan knows he's there.
And provided that George is out of position, so it's finding it difficult to block Manut.
Yes, tough pick there for Derek. He almost seemed like he was not ready. And George playing middle here is just something you love to see. Another error from Sky as well. Nemo Stars, you can hear the sounds of the fans of Nemo Stars. They really feel like it's just game over. 2 points to go. They know they are taking it away.
Nemo did iron out their errors, and they've managed to at least secure a very good lead of around 12 points. This is brilliant play from Nemo, and let's hope everything goes on well.
Yes, but the brilliance is in this last set. I wouldn't say the play has been extremely brilliant. In the previous 2 sets, I feel like Nemo Stars is that team that usually underplays like the performance, a type of performance they could put up. I feel like they could play better, but you can see sometimes the connection between the players is a little bit not there. I think the players need to connect more with each other. That is what I feel, because they can play well. They can play much better than this. It's not a game where they would have expected Sky to actually push them to that limit to be able to take a set from them. But I'm not saying that Sky is not a team that is not here to fight. No. But with the standard of Nemo Stars, the level they are at right now, they should be able to take this win, to take a clean win here.
When you look at Sky, they were scoring more through middle. They were using that advantage that George is in center, is playing middle, and they were using that advantage with Manut passing every ball, scoring every ball. But I think when they let go of that strategy, it affected them so bad. The net defense from Nemo was really bad. When you look at those 3 sets, it was really bad, and Nemo was really struggling with that net defense. And Sky used that opportunity to win that set and also give them a hard time. But once they let go of that strategy, they are now failing, and it looks like Nemo is at a set point.
It's match point. Yeah, for Nemo Stars. It's a pipe there. Oh, George coming through the middle with the dump. Oh, it's another dump.
Gifting Nemo a free ball.
Oh, George takes it. He finishes this game through the middle. I'm just amazed. I think it's something that has amazed me really, to see George playing there in the middle. It's interesting. He's that player that will step up and be the captain. But I think it has been a wonderful game. It's been great effort from Sky. They've put up a display, especially in those set 2, set 3. They put up a great display. A display that we have not seen so much from them this first round of the league.
Yeah, it was a brilliant play from Sky right there in the second set and third set. They really capitalized on Nemo's weakness and gave it hard time.
Yes, and I think Sky as well needs to connect more as a team and maybe set their priorities. What do they want as a team for this league? But it's a wonderful play from them, and like I mentioned on Nemo Stars, I think as well they should be able to play so much better. But you can see the connection between the players is shaky, so they need to look at that. But congratulations to Nemo Stars, of course, and impressive play from Sky.
When you look at the stats, Nemo has 14 attacks. They really did well on attack today. They really did well on attack in this set compared to the previous set. They had 13